here's the beginning, sort of mid the beginning of getting this old bike ready for a Saddle Sore 1000 in a couple weeks. And all the boxes of stuff, like new fuel lines, a new and old front tire, new rears, working on new driving light. Also had the I didn't have them. I rebuilt the carburetors so they're nice and clean. An old tube. Putting in wiring and GPS mounts. What else? Oh yeah, I put in new brake lines too. Where can I see those? Oh, there's one. A fancy new metallic brake line, or braided line, whatever, but it's Teflon inside. And then up here's a bunch of other junk from the bike, tools, on top of my other boat. And then here's the tank bag with all its goodies. There's enough light up here for this. I don't know if that shows up or not. Move it down here where there's some light. So here's the tank bag, and I've got an old school Autocom wired headset amplifier. And then I built a little 12 volt, 5 volt supply in here to run the modern stuff, like earplugs, which are always needed, to run the modern stuff like the iPod and iPad and the GPS if it needs to be run that way. I used that same tank bag 20 years ago when I did my first long distance ride. I think I got a butt burner gold, or not gold, they didn't have gold back then. I think it was just a butt burner. It was 1,500 miles in 36 hours. And then I think that's the same, oh no, I know that's the same bag I used when I did a Four Corners tour in 1999, I believe. Anyway, the bike's been gone over pretty well. It's got about indicated 32,000 miles on it. At least. Can we see that? Something like that. It says 32,728 right now. What else have I done on it? Well, of course, all the fluids have been changed. I did separate the transmission from the engine to lube the splines. I put in I don't know if you can tell, but I've got a LED tail light. No, you can't tell just by looking at it. But this actually has there's a tail light, and I'm getting LED buddies to put in here because a 36-year-old bike doesn't have a lot of rear illumination. But what's nice is that new LED tail light gives up 20 watts of power to be used elsewhere. So I can run the light buddies and a couple LED driving lights. These guys, which I'm going to mount up in here, which is the the air intake. Just pulled this one apart because there's actually mounting hardware inside there, or mounting bosses to for the optional flip-out headlights or driving lights that came with that you could get as an option on the bike. My first bike had them. They were pretty cool. But with the halogens, they were quite an energy draw. This is only a 240 watt or 260 watt alternator, so got to be careful with all that juice. When you run power equipment, you know, power vests. I had vests on at the time, and I had to cycle between lights and vests for heat. I remember first time we were doing a four corner and we were up in the mountains and in the snow and stuff. It was memorable. Anyway, that's the first look at it. I hope to get this tire put onto the front wheel. That I pulled the old tire off a couple days ago, and I just got the new tires in the mail today. We're out in the middle of the boonies, so everything comes in the mail. Anyway, I think that'll be it for today. It's time to get to work.